Time magazine showcases an amazing disconnection from technology with their latest meme-creating cover. Or do they? Let me know what you think down below, but first, my opinion. I'm Tarmack, and this is Feature Creep. By now, most of the viewers who stick around this channel know my views on VR's likely mainstream success, but for the new viewers, here's a summary. I think VR is amazing. I've been a mere click away from ordering both Oculus dev kits, pondering getting a Samsung phone instead of LG next so that I can get a hold of the Gear VR, and been unable to actually try out the bloody thing because no big cons come to Edmonton. However, despite thinking that it is amazing, I have absolutely zero confidence in it becoming mainstream. Why? Because like many other aspects of technology before, VR introduces significant barriers between the user and the experience. Sure, the experience is far superior according to everybody that's tried it, but the average age of gamers is in the 30s, people with lives and obligations, and total sensory removal from that life is going to be far too much for most people. Time magazine displayed this atrocious cover of Palmer Luckey flying above a beach wearing the Rift in what looks like a magazine cover from the 80s or something like the Nintendo Virtual Boy. It was so bad that even Time put up a favorite cover memes article on their website to capitalize on the potential views from the meme train. Here's the thing though, Time may not have been prepared for the deluge of memes essentially insulting their graphic design, but that doesn't mean that they were being dishonest. It's clear from reading the article, combined with the stellar cover shot, that Time readership is made up of people who avoid, are ignorant of, and possibly afraid of technology. They spoke positively of where VR will go, and I tend to agree with many of the benefits of it, but I don't know that that's enough. We like to think, as a group of people discussing issues online, that we represent a majority of society. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your perspective, this is rarely the case. Keep in mind that if you're watching videos on my channel, you are considered a video game enthusiast in the general marketplace. The rest of the world views Palmer precisely as the typical nerd that Time claimed he was not, with his flip-flops and avoidance of Dungeons & Dragons being the emergent traits of a nerd in 2015. This is the mainstream, folks. If you discuss video games on forums, Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, you are not the mainstream, you're enthusiasts. Our opinions on the validity of technology, our willingness to let it into our living rooms, desktops, and so on, does not represent the majority. The really amusing thing to me is that the VR cover of Time rather perfectly illustrates what VR looks like as a bystander. If you've ever watched somebody using VR without the ability to see what they're seeing on the screen, you'll notice that they look precisely as ridiculous as Palmer does in the magazine cover. But that's just a sideline muse, not really relevant to VR's future. Well, unless you consider the general societal importance placed on appearance. There are a lot of reasons why a device that, in order to live up to its sales pitch of immersion, requires complete visual and auditory isolation might not be something the average Joe or Josephine will spend a lot of time with. Baby crying? Can't hear it. Wife or girlfriend home? Look like a fool. Husband called to let you know that his parents are coming over and you missed the warning. Doorbell? No. We might like to think that these are minor issues, but in today's society, constant awareness of our circles and surroundings has become something of an essential part of life for many. I understand that comparing this to 3D TVs is often a stretch, but for one valid aspect of comparison, people en masse weren't even willing to wear the crappy little 3D glasses because it was too much of a hassle every time. And the enthusiasts think they'll drop their entire area awareness for VR? I doubt it. When I talk about VR, these videos are often some of my most downvoted content, and I expect that. It's similar to when I talk about Star Citizen, No Man's Sky, etc. When you talk negatively about something that people like, they often shut their ears and perceive you to be the kind of person who hates what they like. Either you're a total fanboy type, 100% in favor of something, or you are a hater, 100% against it. Personally, I'm a shade of gray. VR in this generation will not achieve mainstream acceptance. It will, however, have at least one iteration in my house, possibly more than one, because I want it. I'm willing to accept looking like a fool with my family over, I don't need to worry too much about babies crying, and if I miss a phone call, that's what voicemail is for. It seems to me that Time, amid all of the slamming that they got for being out of touch, wasn't really out of touch at all. That image is how their readership views emergent technology like VR. The descriptions of stereotypical nerds are how their readership perceives those who create technology. They just pander to their readers. Unfortunately, knowing that this rather large subset looks at technology in that way removes a significant portion from the potential VR market. Since we've talked about VR before a number of times, I'd like to go a different direction this week. What is important to you in the game industry? I've been working on a bit of a channel rebrand and would like to get some feedback on things that you'd like to see me discuss. Feature Creep is a pretty wide-ranging show, so topics that are important to you are likely to be important to me. Let me know in the comments. This one's a day late because of my Airscape review on Monday. I may have to move Feature Creep as I wasn't thinking about Tuesday being such a major game release day when I settled on Mondays for the editorial. Thank you very much for watching. That's all I have to say. Tarmack out.